In the event you happen to catch any of the debates last night, in the event you saw any of it, for whatever reason, for a minute or 2 minutes, if you're reading about it, the 5 takeaways, whatever, I am telling you that it means nothing. I will explain to you what this means, and specifically what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to you. If you are in this position of enjoying a status of kind of a newbie, you're not sure, you want to understand it, you kind of nod to people when they say, you do understand this thing. Well, yes, I do, of course. Yes, I do. Of course, I understand this. Are you sure you understand what the debates mean? Well, yeah. Well, who do you think won? I'm not really sure. They mean everything and they mean nothing simultaneously. First, let's go back and let's see what this is. Number one, this is not a debate. This is not a debate. Call it something else. Call it whatever you want. These are not debates. This is not a debate. If you want to watch a debate, watch the Oxford Union. Watch the old debates with William F. Buckley, or just watch what a debate is, or that X2, or for the proposition. For those are debates. A debating society with master debaters, people who know what they're talking about. It's not a debate. You're not trying to. There's not a point, a counterpoint. This is a proposition. This is our reaction. This is what we believe. It doesn't work like that. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that, so stop calling it a debate. It's not a debate. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It's not a debate. And we can talk about it all day long. I mean, seriously, it's okay if you want to do it. I grasp this. I understand it. But it's not a debate. Now, number two. As things evolve, things sort of change. Musicals change, sports change, professional basketball changes, everything changes. Political politics, which is redundant, I believe, of politics today, political politics, has evolved into something which I don't even recognize. I couldn't even tell you what it is specifically. I couldn't tell you what it is. I kind of understand what it is, but not really. What we're trying to do is, most of the people, specifically Chris Christie last night, is trying to ensure that he always has a gig as a network commentator. That's it. Christie believes in the barb, the moment, the Donald Duck line when he said that. I'm serious. If he actually had writers, I wouldn't be surprised. The Vivek Ramaswamy line that he speaks like he's Chat GPT or something along those lines. It doesn't matter. That's okay, because we live in a world today of barbs and slams and trolling. How many times have you heard a story where somebody says, so-and-so slams, Hillary Clinton slammed, Joe Biden slammed, and in the evolution of things, you recognize the fact that things just sort of change. And things happen. And things just become, what am I trying to say? They're just the way they are. Everything changes. The way people speak change. I was in a group the other day, and this happened to be behind two young women who perfectly mimic the Kardashian croak, the verbal fry. And one woman started off so much with, and I was so like, and she never told us what she was like. And I was so like, and I wanted to say, are you going to tell us what you were like? What does that even mean? There are people today, to show you how, not only politics, on news programs. I watched the beginning of the nascent period of CNN, when the individuals, the folks who were the anchors were brilliant, and they sounded professorial. There is somebody, I'm not going to mention who's on a news program, who can't speak English. Who doesn't speak English? Who doesn't speak, does not use correct words, doesn't get tense right, plurals, nothing. We have our own Eric Adams. I don't know what he's talking about. This is, we very rarely, we might hear somebody with an affectation, a patois, who might mispronounce every now and then. People are still having fun with nuclear. But Eric Adams doesn't speak correct English. He gets verbs wrong. You know, just singular, just fifth grade error. But there's another fellow who is just, and it's embarrassing. And you think somebody would say, listen, you can't do this. Say whatever you want. James Carville speaks with a phrase and an accent that you can't get anymore. Paula Dean. You can even have, quote, foreign accents and the like. You can have a bit of but anyway. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to lament this thing. I'm not going to keep saying over and over again, look, this is the way it is, this is the way it is. I'm telling you, this is it right now. So we're going to break this thing down. Who won and who lost? Who won was Trump, of course. But we're going to be talking about that and his travails and what is happening with him and how this horror show doesn't seem to be getting any better. Now, dear friends, it is time. We're getting towards the end of the month. 2 days until the end of the month. Now is the time to take advantage of this incredible deal from preparewithlionel.com. Save $200 on a 90-day, 3-month emergency food kit. This is the best of the best of the best. The number one fan favorite. And here is the best part about this. This is something you're not selling. Nobody is selling to you the notion of emergency food. You don't have to explain, well, is emergency food a good thing? Yes. Is it beneficial? Yes. But here's the best part. The only thing that might cause you to hesitate is it really necessary? And if I were to acknowledge this, am I somehow admitting that I know it's going to be Doomsville pretty soon? Perhaps you are. Listen to me and listen good. Can't make it any clearer. Preparewithlionel.com. Go to the site, look at the deal, look what you've got. This makes the most sense possible. This is the best company, the best products, the best, the best of the best of the best. And when there's no second chance, when you're talking about emergency food, preparewithlionel.com is where you should go. Preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Operators are standing by, so to speak. All right. Let's go through this. May I ask you a question? And my question to you, first of all, is who won? But you must admit, you must be able to at least define what it means, won. Who won what? What does it that you win? And when you win, what does that mean? What does it mean? You won the stylistically, you were wonderful. You won the debate. Yay! You won the debate. What does that mean? I don't know. What does that mean? I have no idea. In terms of style, in terms of being, is this like Dancing with the Stars? Who won for poise and who won for panache? Who won what? What are we talking about? Now, I understand the great jokes. Debates are as useful as getting the shingles. Well, shingles are real. These are not debates. I didn't watch. Oh, watch another thing too. Boring. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, fine. It's okay. Believe me. I don't blame you. Did you read anything about this? Do you follow this? Are you a part of this? Most Americans say, I don't know. I live for, some people may live for, I don't know, World Cups and Super Bowls. I live for this. This is the most exciting thing in our democracy, and that is the election. It is bar none. It is the most exciting thing I can think of. And I can't think of any other means of trying to explain what it is. How can anybody not be interested in seeing the process of this? How can people say, I don't know. This is there are people who watch preseason football. What is it? Most Americans are just lazy. They don't really know. It's not that they make an active decision not to watch or whatever. They're lazy. They really are lazy. They don't have really anything to say. They're saying, well, I'm just whatever. Now, first and foremost, let's go through this. The purpose of this is for donors. People in the audience were donors. DeSantis got the thing. DeSantis is not gone from this at all. DeSantis is not gone from this by any stretch of the imagination. He still has money, people. He has to work a little bit on some things. There are some aspects still that we have to recognize regarding presentation and the like. This is one of them. I don't know how to say this any clearer than that, but the point is, Chris Christie is, like I said, his job is to try to secure some gig with. He's great for a soundbite, and great for a moment of great for a moment of something. I don't know what the word is, but he's always great for a moment of, that's it. Vivek Ramaswamy. My friends, I don't know how to explicate this to you. Vivek says Trump won last night because he had a great speech last night while Republicans couldn't help but talk about Trump again. Brizen, absolutely correct. Thank you, sir. Trump showed yet again, and this is only important if you like him. Brizen, am I saying your name? Himura? In any event, if you like Trump, great. If you don't, it doesn't matter one way or the other. Does that make any sense to you? This is a man who was called, did you see this? He was called chicken. They were saying he was ducking the elections. This is a man who has had every conceivable thing thrown at him and has been able to weather it in ways I never thought even possible on the part of a human being. And I'm not saying this just to be dramatic or whatever. I am telling you, I have never seen anybody show this quite like he has. Does that do anything for you? I am telling you. Listen to what I am saying. Listen. This is the most, I guess I what we'd be saying. This is the most incredible, I don't know what the word is. It's hard to say. It's hard to explain the way things work. The Trump, and I'm trying my best to maybe not. How do I say this? I'm trying my best to do a good deal, so to speak. But the folks who are, how do I say this? The folks who are looking at this as is must understand something which is very, very critical. Very, 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 very critical. And that is that while Trump is pretending, some people are trying to pretend to be the tough guy, he is actually beyond anything I've seen before. He is beyond anything I have seen. Does that make any sense to you? This is the thing which I can't put into words any more than possible. This is a guy who is without a doubt the bravest thing anybody has seen. Do you understand or recognize everything that is going on? Do you recognize every single thing that is happening? How he is able to go through this, withstand this, and yet while all of this is coming down, he appears almost unperturbed, smooth, cool, without the ability to even show the slightest bit of discomfort. Trump spoke last night at with the auto workers, and I forget where he was. You're not going to see him on TV. You do know that you might have to go to Newsmax or Right Side or someplace else. You recognize it. And they want him out, and they want him gone. Now, I've got news for you. I don't know. Seriously, I can't get a bead on this in terms of the severity. I believe, sad to say, that the severity of this event is absolutely, or this latest prosecution or lawsuit is probably worse than anything so far. Than anything. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's probably worse than anything. Because this goes to not only the essence of his for lack of a better word, his crimes, but this could just basically make him unable to even do business. Barry says they're supposed to adhere to an established rule of decorum. I didn't see that happening. Barry, thank you. But Barry, how can you talk about an established rule of decorum when we can't even figure out what senators wear in the U.S. Senate? There is no decorum anymore. There is no decorum. I saw not one. Listen, Barry, you're probably like me, and I think this goes without saying. I'm not a dinosaur. There's a lot of people who think like me. But I want to think about the president as somebody like going to a physician. I want to know, is this guy good? Yes. I don't care who it is, black, white, Asian, woman, female. I don't care. This is why equity doesn't work. What are you going to tell me? What is happening right now? They are treating you. Look, let's back up. Fox News is in it for ratings. I dig. There is I was listening on my phone as much as I could, an interview between Bill O'Reilly and Tucker Carlson. And Bill O'Reilly, I don't know him. I was on his show twice. He doesn't remember. I get the impression he's a bombast and he's somebody that I would not like. That I would not care for. Okay? All right. That notwithstanding, he and Tucker were talking specifically about the brutality of what's going on. And the brutality is that everybody on Fox merely wants to sell this story. That is it. That's all. So they get Stuart Varney or somebody else, and that's okay. It's not about the public learning anything, the issues that are important, the issues that are critical to the worldview. I want to know, what does this guy have planned for the future? Every time you are up, remember something, when you're in court, every time you're up, argue your case. Never let the chance go by, and this is, you're not supposed to, argue your case. You want to pick a jury? Argue your case. Argue your case. Whenever you're talking to a juror, you're talking to the jurors in the venire who are going to replace this person once somebody's knocked off, then they're going to move in. And I want to talk to people, young people in particular. I want to talk to independents, because the Trump people are going to vote for whatever it is. And I want to explain them. I love when they explain something to you. I happened to be driving early. I had a business meeting, and it was the worst traffic. Anyway, so I'm listening to, of all people, Milton Friedman and William F. Buckley, and things about explaining concepts. And I love to explain things to people. And one of the most wonderful things in the world is when somebody explains something to you. You've seen it sometimes when you've had a problem, when a mother will have a child who is sick. The mother becomes immersed in the biology and in the pathology of the problem. And the mother will know everything about, myasthenia gravis or some whatever diabetes, or you learn everything. And it's interesting when somebody tries to explain, what does this mean to you? Explain something to you. So every time you have to speak, I want to ask someone in the future. I'd love to sit down, and I would love to have a group of young people in particular and ask them the question. First and foremost, and you do not answer the question the way you think you're supposed to answer. Whenever speaking, of course, in juries, this one always kills me. Will you render a fair verdict? No. Will race? Oh yes, race affects my view of. Oh yes, of course. I mean, this is stupid. Why are you asking him that question? So the very first thing I would want young people to understand is very specifically this: do you believe that the President of the United States has an impact on what will affect you in your life? Yes or no? Do you think so? And they'll probably say, yeah. Okay, good. Do you believe that that politics is something that you're interested in? No. So then we start asking, well, what do you think this is? Well, it's a game. It's a game, okay. And many people will just say, it's a money. Who's got the money? Okay. But what happens? What can a bad president do? And if you think Trump is bad, and I want people to say this, and I want people to always imagine in this class of mine, what do you think Trump has done that is bad? And what do you think is going on right now? What do you think? And we'll write a list. Do you want a president who follows orders, or do you want a president who follows his own particular idea? Would you prefer, if I told you, whatever you think about Joe Biden, whether he's good, bad, or indifferent, do you believe, would you feel better if he was coming up with these ideas on his own, or if he was told what to do? I would say, I want him to have his own ideas. If those are what he thinks, fine, so be it. If not, so be it. I would feel much better if he merely just did what he wanted to do. That's number one. Number two, what are the issues that affect you? Now, you're going to remember this as long as you live. When they tell you that climate change is an important issue, or the climate, or global warming, or whatever it is, you have to promise me you cannot laugh. You cannot laugh at these people. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Am I getting through to you? Am I? You cannot laugh at people. And if you want to, remember, you're talking to young people or people who might be independent, and you have to explain to them, well, if the notion of the Democratic platform regarding environment is an illusion, you're not getting anywhere with that. You realize that. Do you understand you will not be able to afford an EV car? This is a different story. This may sound good. We don't have the infrastructure. It will be the worst nightmare. If there is rain, okay, fine. The point of what I'm trying to do is, when you sit down, you have to tell people, you have to disabuse of this. Same thing if somebody's trying to get me to vote for Biden, you got to tell me why Biden is important. To me, it's a lost cause, and it's not because it's Biden per se. It'll be the same thing goes even double for Gavin Newsom. And remember, I've been telling you this since the beginning, but people say, oh no, because they've interposed or interspersed, or they've placed their own particular their own words or their own thoughts. Now, here's the thing. I hope, this is me being dreamy, I hope that somebody immediately reverses, stays, grants an injunction against this trial judge or the Supreme Court judge regarding Trump committing fraud because of his valuation. I want to know. I did read the opinion. I'm not sure how the judge came with this notion. There is going to come a time when Trump is going to, and I do not believe any human being is able to continue forward without losing his mind. Okay? I just don't believe it. there comes a point where people are going to say, look, that's enough. And that will happen either when not his supporters, but when, because the GOP wants out of this more than anything else. I don't know how he is supposed to remain lucid. If he can't do business in New York, and I don't know enough about the facts of the case where the judge did a valuation of Mar-a-Lago at $18 million or some ridiculous. There's something obviously I'm not understanding about this. There's something about this that I'm not getting. This can't be. But he is going to be, as of right now, the Republican nominee. He is the Republican nominee. And what's his name? Gavin Newsom is going to be the Democrat. And then it gets really good. I mean, it gets really, really good. This is nothing right now. And what I want you to understand is simply this. We are starving. Imagine we are starving. And we haven't eaten, and we pulled up to there's a roadside place. And this roadside place has the worst buffet anyone has ever seen. It is just horrid. But it's all we have. It's all there is to eat. Period. And you don't like what's there. You might like it. Oh, partially. You may wonder what is going on here. This is desperation time. We have no say in this. We have no say. We're stuck. This is it. This is it. This is all there is. So what I'm trying to tell you, dear friends, is simply this, and I ask you. There are two choices here. The Democratic Party, whether it's in the form of Gavin Newsom or Biden, whoever it is, Democratic Party or Trump. And certain things mean certain things to all of us. Certain things. You could talk about economy or jobs or crime or what have you. Whatever it is, whatever your composite is in this, it's very simple. We cannot go Democratic. Cannot. I don't know. I don't recognize my country. I do not understand how people are not even concerned about crime or levels of putrescence. I don't know. I don't understand. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to sit around and say, well, I wonder why. See, I think the reason why. I don't care why. If something is going to be done, Donald Trump is, in essence, chemotherapy. He's radiation. He is the only thing available to stop and to correct this cancer. That's simple. That simple. He is not perfect. He is with fault. He is with a lot of things. But I'm telling you right now, dear friend, listen to me very, very carefully. Very, very carefully. We have no choice. I can't make this any clearer. You are going to see horrors, the likes of which you can't imagine, because we are seeing trends like this. And nothing is getting better. Nothing. Oh, they may throw remember the unemployment rate. Is this U6? Is this haven't gone, try to get a job? There is a recession. Everything is true. You know it. I know it. Foreign policy is a disaster. They're still actually arguing about, and listen to Haley Mills. Nikki Haley, and this is somebody with the UN. We've got to get off of this pro-Ukraine lunacy. This is Newland military-industrial complex, neocon, war profiteering, whatever this is. It's nuts. It's crazy. That's number one. Crime, forget it. And let me also say something to you, and I want you to listen to me very, very, very carefully, okay? Listen to me. There is absolutely nothing that I care about anymore in the Hunter Biden laptop story. If it gets done, if it gets solved, I don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. Stop having people waste your time with Hunter Biden laptop stories. It doesn't matter. That's it. So last night, in conclusion, who won? Trump did. Is Trump a chicken or a coward? No. What, should Trump have been there? I don't know why, but he's 40 points ahead. Why strategically, tactically, what is the point of this? Why would you go and give somebody maybe a shot to, I don't know, have some Hail Mary moment or whatever? No, he's not going to. And he's also not going to make the next one. And he's petitioned the R-S-C to suspend these because they're not. Why wasn't Larry Elder there? Larry Elder should have been there. Larry Elder. And this Tim Scott, you've got to be kidding me. This is the lightest of the lightweights of the entire group. The one who obviously I think cannot possibly. I mean, can they be the president? Anybody can be president. Listen, after Franklin Pierce and Andrew Johnson, anybody can be president. But Trump was the winner. The election is going to be Gavin Newsom. Remember, I told you this. You see how it's coming like this? You see what's happening? And they're going to throw stories out about Carmelita here, there, and you're going to perpetuate this nonsense about how Michelle Obama's not going to run for anything. You understand? Good. Dear friends, let me say something to you right now. Number one, please remember. I want you to go right now to preparewithlionel.com. This is my, I don't want to say my favorite, because it's not. There's a sad notion to emergency food. But if there's never been anything that I've ever been associated with that seemed to be so life and death practical as that. Not that the great mypillow.com promo code Lionel isn't great. It's wonderful. And by the by, I'm just going to say this to you, and I'm going to just bring this to your attention. And I don't think this is necessarily a reason why anybody should be want to buy great products, which of course they have at mypillow.com. But what is happening to this company is just, it's incredible. It's incredible. Bailouts for, anyway, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. The best. You know what to do. Go to mypillow.com, use a promo code Lionel, and get a free gift. And preparewithlionel.com, I don't know what to tell you. Emergency food, go to the website, look and see for yourself. Preparewithlionel.com and do that. We had a bit of a change, a little switcheroo this morning. There's nothing like going to a meeting and coming back and realizing I can't get to I have no computer with me. I can't change the times. So that's why you must always hit that little bell to be notified, so you always know about live streams and the like. And I like doing live streams. It's a whole new vibe. So let's see what happens. We'll see you tonight, of course, at 7. I've got a bunch of new videos coming. And if you subscribe to the private channel, and by the way, everything that I mentioned is in the description section below. People ask, how do I donate to you? How can I be a part of this? Do you take PayPal? Got everything. Filipino Krugerrands, SNH green stamps, you name it. Name it. It's all there below in this very thorough description section. We love you. Have a great and a glorious day. We will see you tonight at 7 p.m. sharp. And until then, remember, my friends, I don't know how to say this other than this. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue.